Afternoon, everybody. Whoa, I got a sweaty head. It's very, very hot. It's like 90 degrees here in Portland. We don't get a lot of 90-degree days, and it's a beautiful thing. But I just, as I was sitting out here thinking about living in Portland, how amazing it is to me to have a day like this, a nice breezy 90-degree day. It's phenomenal and rare. And how some of you are probably like, what, I have 90-degree days all the time. And some of you probably live in places where you have no 90-degree days. I think that one of the coolest things about the internet is our ability to exchange, ideas and information, yet still be in completely different places. And remember that we're in not just different places, but different states of mind. But I guess looking at the trees behind me, you can see a cedar tree and a fir tree and some various other, Pacific Northwest style trees. And I've been down south to the places like Tennessee and Georgia, where it's mostly like deciduous trees, and then I've been to California, where there's really not a whole lot of trees, maybe some pines up in the hills, but I love it here, and I'm very happy to be a Pacific Northwesterner. I don't call myself an Oregonian or a Washingtonian. I grew up in Oregon and I moved to Washington, but this whole region is what I liked. It's not Oregon itself isn't my homeland. It's Portland, the Portland area. The Portland area is a phenomenal place, and so living here, I always, I build that fond memories of the area, an attraction to this type of place and region. And I also have this yearning for the desert because my father took me to Eastern Oregon a lot when we were young. And we'd go down to southeastern Oregon, down by the Nevada border there, in this Trout Creek mountain range, in the middle of nowhere, and go hiking around. And so I guess my point being that we have these novelties of certain areas that we remember. I don't have any memories of, glaciers or icy peaks, but I'm sure a lot of people grew up in the snow-covered mountains. I have no memories of jungles, although a lot of people did. And so it's just cool to see all the different prides that we have, I guess, in our homelands. That it's not too often that people say, I hate it here. I just hate it here. It's usually they might complain about the weather, maybe in Portland, say it's a little rainy, but having the choice to move, they say, oh, well, the benefits outweigh, the drizzle. In fact, it actually rains less here than it does in, say, I guess Tennessee, places like that, because they get the heavy rainstorms and then it's done with, whereas we just get kind of an overcast, steady drizzle. But, it's that depressing kind of just gray day. But I love it, and I love it out here. If anybody's ever considered moving out to the Portland area, and wanted to come check it out and was wondering if it's a cool place. It's a cool place. I really like it. The people here are cool, although they're, like anywhere, there are some assholes, and people have this "Keep Portland Weird" slogan. I don't really like it because Portland's not weird. Portland is normal. Portland is people who are artists and understand themselves and what they like to do. There's hipsters like anywhere, and there's egoists like everywhere, but it's not weird to me. It's normal, I guess. Maybe that's why I grew up. Keep Portland normal. Make every other city normal. I've been to some cities where people are just so machine oriented. They just follow the machine. Cookie cutter lives. I've spoken to a lot of people on the internet that live in places like that. That'll tell me, yeah, I wish I could live where you live because of legal pot or whatever, and they'll say, yeah, I live in like Nebraska, and people out here aren't very, or North Dakota or something. I'm not saying those specific states are bad. I don't know. I haven't been there, but those are examples of places where like some, city in the state of Nebraska where people may be a little bit, shut out of the modern world that seems to be moving forward at some random pace. Not that that's better or worse. It's just that they have older values, and anyway, everybody has different value systems, different places, different things that we remember, different nostalgias about our lives, and that's what makes it cool to be human. It's the variety. So if I could put it all into a nutshell, I would say embrace diversity, right? Embrace diversity as much as possible. Um, don't dislike another state or area or city or football team or whatever just because you don't like it, because it's the other team or the other side, but rather respect it for what it is. And you can have a preference and still respect each other person equally, you know. For example, people saying, you know, oh, you're from down south, you must be stupid. Like I made a video one time where I mentioned something about people being less educated in certain areas of the South, and I caught a lot of flack for that because, you know, it's true. There are a lot of very smart people everywhere and a lot of dumb people everywhere. And, you know, it's hard to generalize. But people are people. People find pockets where they enjoy hanging out with other people like them. And even within some of the most conservative, you know, states or towns, it's not red and blue states. It's red and blue counties. It's polka dotted if you break it down, you know, and that's just political. Same with religion, you know. Just because you live in Texas doesn't mean you're just a shit-kicking hick that believes in Christ. That's just, you know, and a lot of people generalize it that way. It's not a bunch of cactus and cowboy hats, although there are places like that down there. Although there are places like that here. No cactus, though. Anyway. I like the difference, I think, in people and cultures, and it's what makes this world what it is. It's never going to change, and that's what makes it awesome. That even if everyone started thinking alike, there would always be somebody who wants to be different. And then if everyone starts being different becomes the norm, and pretty soon Keep Portland Weird is, you know, keep Portland. Anyway, peace and love, everybody.